Hey, you know what?
What?
I'm hungry like almost all the time.
Me
But
too.
especially on Friday mornings when it's time to have a little visit with Monsignor Michael Billion, it's time for Meals with Monsignor. Good morning, Monsignor Billion.
Well, good morning. It's good to be with you on this beautiful Advent morning. The brisk air outside reminds us what time of year it is and how we need to do our last-minute things to get ready spiritually to celebrate the Nativity of Christ. So it's good to be with you.
Good being with you. How you doing? Good?
I'm doing just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And today, now, Pat, you pay particular attention today.
Okay, I will, Father.
Because
Monsignor.
this is something you can do, okay?
Okay. All right.
So this is a great Christmas tradition in our family, and I hear about it from lots of other families that it's a main dinner choice for Christmas Day. It's a prime rib. And most people think about how delicious those prime ribs are when you go out to eat, and they're scared to death to try to prepare one themselves. So
Yes.
I'm going to have a little lesson on how to prepare the perfect prime rib roast.
Ooh,
And I give a lot of credit to this recipe to my brother Rich, my younger brother, who's a fine chef in his own right, and he taught me the not how to prepare this roast, but how to cook it. It's his kind of equation for cooking the roast. The preparation is mine. So,
Okay.
Prime rib roast is really a very nice cut of beef. It's very tender. It's got great marbling in it. It's full of flavor. So it really is great for special occasions. Now, you want to know how much. When you go to the store, you go to the butcher shop, you pick out a standing rib roast. That's often what it's called. And I give you the advice that if you're feeding 3 people, get a 3-bone roast because it comes in different layers. My brother makes one that has 16 bones in it, and it's a huge one. And it always disappears very fast in our house. So 1 bone per person, and ask your butcher, this is a really nice option, to cut the bone off and then to tie it back onto the roast. Okay, so you cut the bone off and tie it back on. By doing that, when it's cooking, you get the advantage of the flavor because the bone carries a lot of flavor in one of these roasts. And you get the advantage of having the bone right attached to it as it's cooking, but you also gain the advantage when it's done and you untie the rib, the bone from the rest of the roast. It's much easier to slice than fighting with the bones on there at the same time. So you get your standing rib roast, whatever size you need for the people you're going to prepare dinner for, 1 bone generally per person. You're going to need some extra virgin olive oil, and you're going to need Lowry's seasoned salt and Lowry's seasoned pepper. You're going to use all 3 of those things in the preparation. Now, to prep the roast, after you've asked the butcher to cut the bone off and tie it back on, it's very good to let it sit for maybe about 2 hours at room temperature, so it gets up to close to room temperature. Then take that olive oil and generously massage the entire roast, all sides, with that olive oil. So it's nice and good and coated with that olive oil. And then generously put on the Lowry seasoned salt and pepper on all the sides of the roast. Don't forget the ends, don't forget the bottom, but a good covering of both the seasoned salt and seasoned pepper from Lowry's. Now, this is the important thing about how to prepare it. You need to preheat your oven to 500 degrees.
Ooh, 500.
Whoa.
Now, don't plan on using your oven for anything else while you're preparing this. So get it up to 500 degrees and put the roast in a roasting pan, and if you have a rack, put it on top of the rack so the drippings all fall down, so you'll have a nice little some drippings to make some nice au jus juice. So put it on the rack, in the pan, put it in the oven at 500 degrees, close the door, and swear to me you will not open the door ever until it's finally done. Because at the moment you're going to be nosy, Pat, about looking at
Yes.
it, You're going to screw up the equation. Got it?
Oh, no.
There you go.
Oh, no. How did you know I wanted to look at it?
500 degrees. Put it in there for 45 minutes.
45.
Oh.
And then turn the oven off. Do not open the door. Turn the oven off. And keep it in the oven for 10 minutes per pound, the size of the roast. So if it's a 5-pound roast, you're going to keep it in there for how long, Pat?
50 minutes, Father.
50 minutes with the oven off, never, ever opening
the door.
Got it?
Got it.
And after that allotted time, 45 minutes at 500, and then 10 minutes per pound with the oven off, door closed, take the roast out. Let it rest for about 20 to 30 minutes. That kind of, it helps it kind of retain all the juices inside. And you can tent it loosely with some foil and just let it sit there for 20 or 30 minutes. Then untie the bone and then slice the meat as you would like. You can use the juices to put on top if you'd like. You probably won't need to, though. If you've done it right, you've got nice juicy meat already, and it's always delicious. Some people love to have it with a little horseradish sauce as well. So that is the great way to do a perfect prime rib. But the minute you don't follow these instructions, you're going to screw it up. So don't screw up the prime rib on Christmas.
Monsignor,
Okay.
I want to take you all the way back to the beginning.
I'm not sure if that would be a venial sin or a mortal sin.
Okay.
I want to take you all the way back to the beginning, Monsignor, in this 2 hours of letting it sit. That's where a lot of people fall short, right? They take it out of the refrigerator. They don't have time. They say, well, what's the deal? I'm just going to start preparing it right now. Tell us why that part is important, letting the meat sit.
If it's coming out of the refrigerator, it's cold. And so you have to adjust all the timing on the preparation. And it is just better to do the preparation. The olive oil is better received into the meat when it's room temperature rather than cold, because the cold, just like our skin, we kind of shrivel up a little bit when we're cold, and that happens on your meat as well, so it won't let anything permeate the meat. You want it to be a room temperature, so the seasoning that you use will permeate a little bit into the flavor, into the meat itself. So it isn't just sitting on the outside. It kind of gets soaked in a bit. And that's part of why it's important to let it get to room temperature before you start messing with it.
Okay. I have another question.
Again, you have to be patient, Pat.
Father, I'm one of the most patient people you know, Monsignor. Okay, here, I have a question, and you're going to think I'm stupid. I already know this in advance. But what about, is like prime rib a meat that is always rare? Is it medium well, or doesn't that apply?
Well, if you prepare it this way, the center of the roast will be rare. So if you do it this way, you get choices. So someone might want a rare piece, you cut it from the center. Somebody wants it a little more done, you use it from the end. So it's kind of variegated in the roast as you prepare it.
Oh,
Man,
good.
I learned a lot, and also
Pat,
variegated.
Don't overcook this, because you lose the flavor of the meat if you cook it too long.
Okay,
Wow.
That's my venial sin is overcooking beef. Yeah, thank you.
You're edging on a mortal one there.
Boy, talk about a mouth-watering meal with Monsignor. Thank you, Monsignor Billion.
Thank
Thanks,
you, Monsignor.
Monsignor.